Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 13 of Water Hose Drinkers. It is December 6th. We are in the midst of a very turbulent time in college football. So we're actually doing things a little bit differently this week. We are going to run through Song of the Day, NFL, Chicken Coop, Gambling Corner, all that other good stuff first. And then this whole second half of the show is going to be all college football because we got some things to say.
I got a lot of things to get off my chest.
Yeah,
honestly.
A lot of stuff went down this past weekend that we just can't wait to dive into. But per the usual, let's go ahead and hear your song of the day.
First off, it's Jersey Day.
Oh, yeah, it's Jersey Day.
Matty Ice.
I don't know if y'all recognize or not, but I got Brian Bosworth on.
The old Matty Ice, baby.
This is that Chinese special, $35.
This is the real deal. Real deal.
We aren't high rolling over here.
What you got for song of the week?
It is Real Gone by Sheryl Crow from the Cars soundtrack.
Odd. That's my response to that.
It is such a banger.
Mine this week is Almost Home by Craig Morgan, but he just redid it with Jelly Roll. Put Alec on Jelly Roll.
I just learned about Jelly Roll today, so that's big.
Jelly Roll is a shit, so honestly, go watch his documentary, listen to his music. Such a genuine guy. He's on a lot of podcasts like Theo Vaughn, like Bussin' with the Boys, like a lot of others. And Jelly Roll's a man, honestly. If you're not on him right now, you need to look into Jelly Roll.
I'm kind of disappointed because I pride myself on being pretty in tune with country music, and I didn't know who this guy was until I saw him win some award 2 weeks ago. Best Newcomer of the Year, New Artist of the Year, something like that. And I was like, dude, who is this guy?
He's cool as shit, man. Dude, so Jets, Jets, they released Tim Boyle. Still can't score touchdowns. Signed Brett Ripien. I would imagine Zach's going to start. And if you saw all this about Zach Wilson not wanting to go in the game, it's a ton of baloney, man. And it's not true. Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee and even said that and backed him up. And whatever Aaron Rodgers says, I listen to.
Is fact.
So that's what I stand by. That's my quarterback.
Yeah, I did not know that. I saw the stuff on Twitter, and I had Zach Wilson in as my loser of the week, and then Josh told me it was fake, and so I just hit him with the old scratch out.
Yeah, Falcons beat them. That's why I decided to wear a Falcons jersey this week, not a Jets jersey, because I guess I claim to be a Falcons and a Jets fan. They played in a Super Bowl. Who would I root for? The Jets. The Jets, baby. Come on. Why would I even question that? But, yeah, so...
I'll still pull for the Falcons. So, just a little backstory, if anyone
I just have
cares.
no hope in either teams. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Just a little backstory, but grew up kind of primarily a college football fan. But my whole family was Falcons fans. Well, my brother's a diehard Cowboys fan, which... that makes it pretty easy to talk shit to him. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, in high school, I really wanted to get into NFL, so I didn't want to just be a Falcons fan like everybody else. And Jacksonville had just gotten some pretty tight uniforms. They were pretty close.
Jalen Ramsey was there at the time.
Yeah, dude, the defense was really good, Myles Jack, and so that was why I picked the Jaguars.
Blake Bortles was pretty good.
Beat Bortles, dude.
He had a good couple of years in the league, honestly.
He did.
But, yeah, so... Before we really dive into college football, just want to talk a little Georgia Southern. Obviously, nothing. We didn't play last weekend. Bowl game coming up, Myrtle Beach Bowl. I can't remember the date, but Myrtle Beach Bowl.
I think it's December 19th, maybe?
Maybe something like that.
18th or 19th?
Something like that. But, yeah, you're playing Ohio. So the original spread was Georgia Southern plus 2.5, 3, round of field goal. But then Ohio's quarterback, transfer portal. Running back, transfer portal. Top 2 wide receivers, transfer portal. And a couple guys on their defense. So we're now a field goal favorite to win the game.
That is insane.
Last thing I got to say about Georgia Southern, Jalen White coming back for a senior year. Absolutely huge. Absolutely massive. And look for this transfer...
Could be one of the better running backs in the Sun Belt next year.
100%. I mean, he was quietly almost had 1,000 yards this year. I got to find this. I can't remember the guy's name. But anyway, last name is Blask. His name
Austin Blast?
Austin Blask from Georgia.
I am quite upset about losing him because I
Keep
think
him on the radar to come to Statesboro.
I think he's a really good player, and I've heard that he is super versatile. Like a dude that can legitimately play all 5 positions, but I think he's probably best suited for interior.
Dude, keep him in mind in the transfer portal coming to Statesboro, Georgia, man.
I would love for him to come to Southern.
Dude, he's from Effingham County.
He's a plug and
right
play
down the
guy on
road,
that
dude.
line.
Like, we need some depth. He can come in and be an immediate starter on that football team, dude. I'm telling you, be on the lookout for this guy.
Yeah, dude. I do have a quick note about the Jags. T-Law went down Monday Night Football, loss.
Sorry about that.
34-31. Even if T-Law keeps playing, dude, Jags D gave up 491 yards, almost 500 to Jake Browning and company.
Dude, he had a hell of a game.
Tyson Campbell probably played the worst game of his NFL career on Sunday. Still one of the best young corners in the game. Like, no knock. I love you, Tyson.
Tough receivers, though.
I mean, yeah, he was matched up on Jamar Chase while out of the game. That doesn't help either. But when you just get burnt like that so bad in the secondary as a whole was piss poor. Josh Allen was pretty much, the real Josh Allen was pretty much the only one that had a good game off that defense. Offense struggled so bad without T-Law being in there. Still need better run blocking. I said a quick note, but it's a little rant. But all right, I'm done. Back next week against the Browns.
No, dude. I mean, T-Law did get hurt, but Jake Browning had the game of his absolute
Game
life.
of his career. High ankle sprain, I believe, for T-Law, but out for maybe 2 weeks. Nothing too serious. No surgery. Non-season ending. So that's all great news, but need O-line to start run blocking better and ETN to get back to his 80 to 100 yard games.
He can do it, man. You just need protection. They don't have that right now.
All right, I'm done with the Jags.
Let's call our good friend, old Cooper Robert.
Let's go to the chicken coop.
Yo,
What's up, my man? How we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all doing?
Oh, I got the hiccups right now.
Dude, it's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to have you on for the chicken coop. You want to just
Love
go
it.
ahead and get it out of the way? I know you want to say it.
Nah, dude. I told you, man. I didn't think we were gonna win, and when we got closer to the game time, everybody I talked to, all the Georgia fans, I said, I know I told y'all it's gonna be a 10-point game, and I still stuck to that. So I said we're either gonna lose by 10 to 15, and if we win, it's gonna be by 3. And I thought that the whole time, and it came true. So I mean, we just played a full ball game. It was good. It's just, I mean, that's just any given day, you know. Like we play that game again, you know, we'll probably get a different outcome.
Y'all did play a very complete game. I'm not going to give you my full synopsis. I'm going to save that for later on in the episode. Otherwise, we're going to be on the phone for 2 hours. But I just want to say that I feel like a couple of plays go differently, and either one of those teams could have won by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean,
It was like I said. I mean, y'all didn't play a bad game. I mean, like,
We just had a really bad second quarter, honestly.
yeah, and why? It just seemed like Mike Bobo was just calling very conservative plays for I don't know what reason.
that's
I
the
think that
first
helped a lot,
time.
too, 'cause, I mean, y'all look very conservative.
Very.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen Georgia get dominated in the trenches in a while.
And that's the next thing I was going to say. The offensive line really impressed me, and I was really pleased with how our O-line and D-line played, honestly.
I mean, Georgia got out physical on Saturday, and Georgia fans are not used to that.
It's something about Atlanta.
Something about us against Bama in the Benz is just bad news bears.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I loved it. Definitely got overpowered that game, but all with good intentions.
And, dude, we had such bad luck in the Georgia Dome, too. And I thought when they leveled it, I was like, dude, demons be gone. We're about to be SEC champs all the time. The Benz is coming up all dog, and it hasn't.
No, not at all. But
And I mean, it's just and it served for a crazy ass playoff.
No, for sure. We'll get it on in a second, but I mean, Jalen Milroe's a bona fide stud too. I like to say that.
Yeah, and all year I've been iffy on him, and he's turned out to be like he can deliver, which I really wouldn't have said that a couple weeks ago, but he's gaining my trust more and more, and being SEC MVP. I mean, he's really showed how much he's developed from that Texas loss to now.
Well, he didn't light it up in the box score, and truthfully, nobody from that game did. But he had several very big conversions, a couple of clutch moments, really good scrambles. I mean, he played a lot better than I expected him to.
And that's why I would say he delivered, just not as much as he played great. Just did what he had to do.
No, for sure. And I mean, how much shit did you talk to Chop and Roach and everybody during that game?
Actually, I got Chop here with me tonight, so I didn't talk. Chop's more of a, he's more of a Southern Eagle at heart, so I think he wanted to see Georgia lose that game too. But I know hypothetically Roach had a lot of monies on the game, so he lost that. Which I
never bet on your favorite team, man.
Never bet on your favorite team.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I said, I just watched it as a pure fan, and it was awesome. So I mean, it's one of those games I had to rewatch a couple of days later.
Obviously, you're a Bama fan, but what do you think about the playoffs?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I feel really bad for them boys down in Tallahassee. I mean, they literally did everything they had to do. Like, they couldn't win any more games because they had no more games to win. But I also agree with, the playoff, that's how they said they're going to weigh it out. Like, injuries take a factor. And, yeah, you got people will say, well, what about Ohio State in 2014 that went with their third string and won it all? Yeah, that's true, but I don't think this is that Ohio State team. So
no way. And I mean, if you want to keep it at 4 teams, which it is right now, obviously we're going to 12 next year. But if you want to keep it at 4 teams, you put the best 4 teams in, and that is Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, and Texas.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to my Georgia buddies, Georgia fans, after that loss and they got left out. I was like, dude, I don't necessarily think leaving or putting y'all at 6 means y'all are the 6th best team in the nation. I think it's just how this year has been so weird and the way it played out. Y'all just got caught up in the perfect storm that, everyone else is playing so good that y'all just unfortunately had to win the SEC no matter if y'all were undefeated or not to go in, just like we did, even though we had one loss. So it's just kind of, y'all got really the short end of the stick too. So it's just, I mean, y'all are obviously top 4 teams in the nation. I think y'all are better than Washington, better than Michigan. I'd say better than Texas because I think we could beat Texas right now. So
I think Alabama wins it all.
Obviously I want that to happen, but I just hope we don't, get this narrative in our head that, we beat Georgia, we're about to go all the way. I need them boys to stay humble and stay grinding.
I'm kind of feeling an Alabama-Washington national championship. That's not my official prediction. I still got some thinking. I still got some time. But that is my gut reaction.
The fan in me really wants Washington to win because I couldn't stand to see any other of the 3 teams win a national championship.
The objective college football fan in me wants to see Washington, Michigan because it's 2 historic programs and it would be cool for one of them to get back on top. But my logic says Alabama, Washington.
But I like to see Washington win, man. Go out in style with the Pac-12.
The Bama fan in me would like to see that Bama-Texas rematch.
For sure.
I bet that the Bama fan in you would like to see y'all win a national championship. Is that crazy to say?
Nah, that's pretty logical, but.
Mm-hmm. We're using big logic today.
But, hey, how do y'all like that me saving the nation last week with Washington +9?
Good thing I didn't gamble. I don't gamble, so I didn't lose any money off of it, but I was happy for you, Coop.
I went back and watched the episode last week and how, before everyone's taking the Bucks, and I came in there yeah, I think I'm going to take Washington +9.
Every single one of us had Oregon except you.
I
These are too many
hypothetically double dipped on the Ducks because I hypothetically in August put a little wager out there for them to win the Pac-12, and then again allegedly took a -9.
Yeah, always remember to please call 1-800-GAMBLER because we do not gamble here. It is illegal in the state of Georgia, so we cannot do that. If you do have a gambling addiction, if you're in Middle Georgia and have a gambling addiction, Alex Smith here is our Gamblers Anonymous president.
We run a meeting every Friday night. Publix told us that we couldn't be in their parking lot anymore, so we've been doing it out in the woods in my neighborhood. I can drop you a pin, but you're probably gonna have to hike a little bit. Anyways, we got great stuff going on.
But hey, if you are in the Savannah area, our good friend Cooper Roberts just opened up his own Gamblers Anonymous chapter.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. And so only got a few people right now, but we're gaining the numbers by the week. So helping one gambler at a time.
I mean, you just got to help people with addictions out there, and gambling's a real problem, and nobody should do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw a tweet, a great tweet, X, of some dude put a bet in on FanDuel $5 to win $9, and somebody quote tweeted it and was like, "Dude, you need help."
Yeah.
If y'all are out there just doing $5 to win $10, like, just
quit being
Dude,
a
some
pussy
people-
and jack up the numbers, baby. Like just throw out $100 wager on the line if you really want to gamble. You know
yeah,
what I
dude,
mean?
put next month's rent on something.
Yeah, great
I
idea.
got lost y'all.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all now. I lost y'all for a second.
No, that's all right. We were just talking bullshit. But
We were giving trade secrets that you couldn't hear.
yeah, we're conspiring against you, Cooper.
Yep. We're gonna change it to the chop coop.
You there?
Hold on, it's like breaking up.
We're having some technical difficulties with the chicken coop.
Can you hear us?
Let me hold on. Let me hang up real quick and call you right back. Maybe that'll fix it.
All right. Here he is.
Did we get his picks?
No, that's what I was about. Hey.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's better.
Yep.
All right. Well, what picks you got in store for us this week?
All right, man. Well, I was looking at it Saturday. I like Army -3.
I love that. It's 2.5, but we
2.5.
all love that.
We're on Army.
I'm liking the Falcons sweeping the Bucks this year in their series, especially since it's at home Sunday. I think it's -1.5. Could easily see another coup walk off.
Oh,
Southern.
would love that.
That would
Greatest
be-
field goal percentage right
I
now
could-
in NFL history.
To win 13
And
to 10.
I'll take this just because I have Chop as a guest tonight. I like the Saints -5 against the Panthers at home in New Orleans.
Dude, speaking of put old Chopper on the phone, man. Put it on speaker.
Does Chop have a lock?
Yeah, does Chop have a lock for us?
What's up, Mr. Devil?
Chop, do you have
What's
a
up?
lock for us?
Let me see. Yeah, I've got.
There's a lot of pressure. You're live. Millions of eyes on you right now.
This is tough. All right, so I'm going to kick it a little away from the football side. I got a little basketball.
Okay.
I'm going to go for the semifinals of the play-in tournament.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2. So you got 2 games. I'm going to say, give me Milwaukee Bucks money line and the Pelicans +1.5.
Love that. Lock it
I
in.
think
Bucks and Pels.
the Pacers have been playing with some heart lately, but you also are talking about LeBron James on the Lakers, but I don't think they can get it done.
Screw LeBron, man.
I have not been up to date on NBA. What is the storyline right now? Like, give me some big NBA news.
So this is their first year doing the in-season NBA tournament, and I'm not 100% on this, but I know whoever wins the whole tournament, like every single player on that team gets like $500,000 bonus.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, is there any other benefit to winning? I was wondering if it had something to do with like draft lottery odds, or is there anything for the team or franchise if they win?
No, I think it's just, heck, you win the first ever in-season tournament, which is, I guess, pretty cool. But you also, every player gets $500,000. So,
Yeah, you
the
got to
best
do the
players need
incentive
it.
base because a trophy don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Not for an in-season tournament, but $500K does.
100%. 100%.
Oh,
I hope
yeah.
you don't live in California and you'll get taxed 3/4 of that.
Yeah.
For real.
But Chop, do you and Coop have an interesting question for us this week or anything like that?
I got a riddle for y'all.
Okay.
Ooh, I love riddles.
I want to hear y'all's opinion about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see if there's any truth to it.
Let's hear it.
Here we go. Wise man once said, "Liquor before beer in the clear, beer before liquor, never sicker." Wonder if that's true. So I'll leave y'all with that.
It depends how much you indulge.
For me, it depends on the moon phase.
But it's like, it depends how much beer are you consuming before you switch to liquor.
I also think that food comes into play here because let's say you drink a bunch of liquor early and you eat a big meal and then starts drinking beer. That's so much in the stomach,
Okay.
greater likelihood to throw up.
Well, my thought process was, what if you have 2 beers and then you switch to liquor? Like, you're just going to be liquor drunk. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do the beer before liquor, but they say never sicker, so I don't know.
Also depends on the night.
does depend
True.
on the night. And for me, what kind of liquor are you drinking? Are you going
Yeah.
dark liquor? Are you sticking to vodka? Are you going
Yeah.
tequila?
Are we talking mixed drinks or like bourbon on ice?
Yeah, like it. I don't know, man.
I think tequila is a bad decision no matter what order you put it in.
I love tequila, man.
Oh,
I can attest
didn't
to
say I
that.
didn't like it.
I love tequila. Dude.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
All right, Coop.
Yeah.
One last thing for you. Go to liquor drink. What is it?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've switched up lately. I like a good Crown Apple on ice, just straight Crown Apple on the rocks.
Dude, you need to go to.
That's so very adult of you.
Yeah. You need to go back to refereeing, man, so you quit drinking.
Hey, there's nothing like a couple of good Crown Apple on the rocks and go out and ref a bunch of 10U.
Yeah. Going off to work.
I can tell you what. I'm trying to get out there so fast, I ain't throwing the flag on nothing.
We're going to
the
let the
boys
boys.
play.
That's exactly what I was
Let
about
them
to
play.
say. I
That
love
flag is
it.
staying
Dude.
in my pocket.
Al, what about you? What's your go-to liquor drink?
Dude, for just your everyday casual drinking, it's Jameson and ginger ale.
Okay.
But you know what I do love is a transfusion on the golf course.
Oh, hell yeah.
That thing is
deadly.
up there. I've been making them at home from time to time. Like made some on the beach last year. Great beach drink.
Hell yeah. I'd say for me, if I want to drink some liquor, I want a Kentucky Mule with
Mules
Buffalo
are-
Trace.
Mules are so good.
Buffalo Trace, Crown, whatever. Weller, for fancy.
I do like the Kentucky Mules better than Moscow.
Oh, 100%. I'm kind of off the vodka, honestly.
Not a big vodka guy.
But I do love tequila. I do
Yeah.
love tequila.
Could
If I'm
you get
mixing
down with
listen
some
to
liquor,
this,
I'm
listen to
mixing
this.
with Sprite.
Tequila, Sprite, or ginger ale, doesn't matter. With the splash of cran, throw a lime in there. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who actually put me on that drink? Playing golf
Who?
with Youngway Koo.
Wow.
And
That
he
was his
ordered
drink
that
of
drink.
choice?
That was his drink of choice. And I was like, damn, that actually sounds good.
That does sound really good.
So me and my dad call it the coop.
Sounds like
Shout
kind
out
of a
Youngway.
transfusion
Yeah.
with tequila.
Dude, literally.
That's actually the exact same combination. Yeah.
Well, cranberry juice, you usually use, you got to use grape juice for the transfusion.
Yeah, it is true. I did use
So it's a
cranberry this
little
past
different.
weekend.
But if you do that, one vodka drink I will indulge in. Mulligan. Y'all heard of a mulligan?
Nope.
No.
So your transfusion has got grape juice, right? White grape juice.
White grape juice.
Great golf course
I don't
drink.
know if I've ever had white grape juice.
Great golf
I
course
have to say
drink,
right,
man.
dog.
Dude, when me and my
I didn't
dad
even know
played,
there was white grapes.
dude, I'm telling you, try it.
Don't they make from like the green grapes?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, that
you
makes
can just
sense.
get white grape juice from Publix, Walmart, Kroger, like anywhere.
I don't know, dude. I'm a loyal guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, don't knock it till you try it.
All right, I'll give it a try.
But one last thing, Coop, me and Alec had these Jameson. Have you had Jameson Orange before?
Not Jameson Orange.
Dude, so
Chopped over here
good, by
nodding
the
his
way.
head like it's something I've been missing out on.
Dude,
So-
great morning drink, by the way.
We have a cocktail. It's called an OFW. Okmulgee faucet water. Okmulgee is the river that runs through central Georgia. And then you just
Yes.
get you a faucet near the Okmulgee. And this is
Yeah.
what comes out. 1 part Jameson Orange, 1 part triple sec, 1 part Sprite. Splash of orange juice at the top. Enjoy.
No hose water?
Well,
Hose
we
water.
drink that beforehand.
What do you think
so-
our ice cubes are made out of?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
But dude, Coop, I'm telling you, great drink. If you want to like start off your morning right on a weekend, watch some college football.
Yeah, start off your Wednesday morning right.
Yeah. Well, that's Cooper. So yeah,
Before I go rest some kids.
yeah,
Yep.
no kidding. But yeah, Coop, you got anything else before you get out of here?
I was
Chop?
going to leave y'all with the great words of my boy Willie on TikTok. I don't give a piss about nothing but the tide.
All right, Coop, I appreciate it, brother.
Brilliant.
All right, see y'all.
See ya. That was the Chicken Coop,
The chicken coop.
sponsored by Jameson Whiskey.
Yeah, dude, that was good. That was good.
Not really sponsored, but we are plugging Jameson today. So
100%. So I'll dive into my picks. I went 1-2 last week, of course, 19-25 on the season. Like we said before, I'm not losing any money here, so it really does not matter.
these are all mental bets. Now they are starting to plague my mind, but
So I have 2 good picks, and I have a spicy one. First one, Ravens -7 against the LA Rams. They're at home. And on Saturday, I have Army -2.5 over Navy. Spicy pick of the week. I've got a teaser. Army +3.5 and over 21. Very low total here in this game. I think it's at with 27.5, 28, something like that. But go Army, beat Navy.
go Army beat Navy. Also, I support all the troops.
Of course.
Even the Coast
Of course. And if you stay tuned for this interview on YouTube, you will actually hear a little bit about our good friend Matt Sprouse. He was originally at Air Force before we went to Middle Tennessee. So
Yeah.
we do love all of our troops. And I guess Matt almost troops.
He's a troop in my heart.
Yes. Like Shane Gillis.
So, I went 2-1 last week. This is now 5 consecutive weeks of going 2-1.
I'd take that over 1-2 or 0 like I've been doing.
And before that, it was 2-0-1. So really, 6 weeks in a row, pretty much. So this is my 3-0 or 0-3 week. We're going a little off the wall here.
Okay.
South Dakota State -20 versus Villanova at home in the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs.
FCS. Love it.
Let's go Jackrabbits.
They waxed Mercer last week.
waxed Mercer last week. Mercer Bears had a great season. They were not expected to make the playoffs. So, that's
an accomplishment. First one in their history, so
dude.
it's an accomplishment.
Coach Cronick has got it rolling in Macon, Georgia. I mean, those
100%.
Mercer Bears are They've been really good the past
And
couple
you
of
want a
years.
playoff game?
And you want a playoff game, dude. That's big. That's big. We keep up with the Mercer Bears. We care
sure.
about all ball. Anyways, now to college basketball. University of North Carolina, Greensboro, -9.5 versus Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
At home. I believe that game is tomorrow, Thursday. And then this is something I do not do very often, but we mentioned earlier that my brother Jack is a big Dallas Cowboys fan. So Jackson, this is for you. Give me the boys -3.5 versus Philly.
For Jack and Dylan.
For Jack and D-Rods. Forgot
And
about you,
Dylan.
D-Rods. Give me the boys.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys.
I will allegedly be going 3-0 or 0-3 this week. No in between.
I almost wanted to take the boys, but I didn't.
It's make or break.
I
I
did.
really, I don't know if I love it, but we're doing it.
You know what? I have a fourth pick this week.
Ooh.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Eagles just got exposed last week.
I just wrote it down. Cowboys.
It's on the paper.
Book it.
Because that's all we
Book
do,
it.
dude. We just write them down, think about them.
So we've got a lot of picks this week. Chop gave us 2.
Yeah, y'all got like 15 things to take.
I know, no kidding. And so last week our good friend Gatlin Jenkins, he went 1 and 2. Georgia kind of screwed him, but it is what it is. The sun rose. Everything's all right. You're still breathing. Good. So we have a new celebrity guest picker this week. Old Gavin Bloodworth, better known as the Bullfrog.
The Bullfrog.
Or Frog. We call his house the Lily Pad.
That's honestly pretty cool.
Yeah, so the Bullfrog. So Bullfrog has Maryland college basketball -7.5, and I think they might be playing right now. So bear with me.
So we retroactively.
They
took
are
that.
playing right now with 6 minutes left to go in the game. They are up 51-49. So we need some points here, but a lot of ball left.
Need some terrapin points.
So he's also got tonight the Clippers -1.5, and here in Middle Georgia it is approximately 8:50 p.m. and the Clippers start at 10 p.m.
Okay. We got to get this out quick.
So, and then he's got the Bears +3.5 versus the Lions. on
That is an
Sunday.
interesting play. I didn't have the stones to take them. I thought it was a weird line. I feel like it's going to be one of those things where I, mentally just don't touch it, and then the Bears are going to win outright.
Here's what Gavin texted me today. Bears +3.5, water hose drinkers lock of the year with
We have a lock
9
of the
exclamation marks.
We have a lock of the year.
Lock of the year.
Our first of the year. We should come up with some, perhaps over bowl season or whatever, just our lock of the year.
100%.
If this doesn't hit, we're hanging it up.
Oh, it's Super Bowl. We'll hang it up till next season.
I'll come up with a lock, and if it doesn't hit,
My lock of the
then
year will
I
be the Super Bowl.
I will take 3 weeks off of the corner.
Oh, okay. No, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't do
I'm
it.
shaking hands with the hose drinkers.
I can't do it. My lock of the year will be the Super Bowl. Win or lose, I will take a break until next football season.
And it's going to be a spicy one, too. I'm going to bet on where some kid goes in the transfer portal.
So, PayPay's weekly 2-pack straight off the Zero Turn Toro called me. He had a good week, man. He went. Let's see what he did last week. Sorry. Bear with me.
Many picks to keep up with.
PayPay. He went. He went 2-1 last week, and he is 30-29 on the season. So slipped into the win column this week, and he called me. Said, "You know what? Good week. We're back in the plus. We're all good. Vegas is rocking. He's waiting for the Super Bowl out there this year."
I forgot the Super Bowl's there.
And he said he went to the Oregon-Washington game, so he was pretty upset about Oregon. That was his only loss of the week, but the sports books still got hurt by Pepe this week, man. They got hurt.
He
by
gives them
him.
hell every single weekend.
So this week he's got in store for us Army -2.5.
We're big on the Black Knights.
No kidding. Go Army beat Navy. And the Packers -6.5 on Monday night. I believe the Giants.
Not sure on that one. Actually forgot to look at that.
See, this is why we need
No,
Jamie.
I thought the Monday night game is Broncos Chargers. What was I looking at? Okay, they do play. All right.
Yeah.
We have 2 Monday night games.
Yeah. Dolphins and Titans. Dolphins -13 in Miami. So yeah, Army -2.5, Packers -6.5. So my winner of the week this week goes to Kamani Vidal of Troy, and he had 26 carries, 233 yards, and 5 touchdowns against App State. And also shout out to our good friend Gunnar Watson, Sunbelt champions, back
Friend
to
of
back.
the podcast, back-to-back Sunbelt champions. Gunner, don't let your hand get too heavy with all of those rings. My winner of the week. Do you want to go ahead and do your loser?
Go ahead. Do your winner.
Okay.
Do your winner.
My winner is the Hoop Dogs. They are 6-3 on the year. They are now 3-1 versus the ACC, 2-0 versus in-state opponents. Got a good recruiting class. Blue Kane's looking like a superstar as a true freshman. Beat Georgia Tech. That's always pretty cool. So here's my just a quick little go down a rabbit hole. Here's my proposition for college basketball. The entire state of Georgia needs to play each other, and then you have a trophy, kind of like Georgia Tech, like call it.
Yeah.
Don't call it the Governor's Cup, but something
Yeah.
like that. Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, Kennesaw,
Mercer.
Georgia State, Mercer. They all play each other at the beginning of the season before conference play, and then you name it something.
I'm pretty sure we talked about this last week too.
Did we?
I think so.
I talk about this probably 3 times a week.
Dude, but what was I gonna say? Who was your winner again?
Hoop Dogs.
Oh yeah, Georgia Southern has not won a game yet.
Yeah.
They're 0-8. So my loser of the week is App State.
Nice. Because they lost.
I almost said it.
You almost? All right.
Almost did.
We can't go back-to-back episodes.
Yeah, so no F-bombs today.
Y'all might hear one
Screw
in the college
App
world.
State. I hate App State. I'm so glad they lost.
I'm probably going to drop one in the second half of the show.
Okay. We got a chaos theory at the end too.
Might drop 2.
All right.
No, I'll try.
Who's your loser?
My loser is college football Twitter. Obviously,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not talking about either of us because we run top-tier Twitter shit. And I'm not talking about any hose drinkers because I know you guys are better than this. From every single fan base, Georgia fans are very much so included in this. I don't see it so bad from Georgia Southern. I saw so many casual takes, so many just fire from the hip type of
Georgia
tweets
Southern fans are the same thing.
and opinions and just stuff that people don't think through. I don't have any specific examples off the top of my head, but when it comes to transfer portal, conference championship games, and the college football playoff thing, like some people just don't know what they're talking about.
100%.
And I'm not saying I'm not any kind of expert either, but also it's just like some of y'all watch one clip of a game and then make a generalization about that. You'll see, here's an example. Mike Bobo has one bad play call on 3rd down. Probably shouldn't have called one of the toss sweeps.
Yeah.
And people think that that is indicative of how he called the whole game. There's one bad call from the refs. You know, that catch by Isaiah Bond it's iffy. I could see it going either way. But people think that that is just like the synopsis of that entire game. So, college football Twitter is my loser of the week. Sorry, I'm bursting at the seams to talk college football, if you couldn't tell.
So the Mount Rushmore this week. You want to tell them what the Mount Rushmore is before you send out the clipboard today?
I got it at minus 250 that I make this about Georgia football somehow. No, I will not. Mount Rushmore. This is the best athletes of all time. So we thought there was 2 directions to go here. Either most accomplished, where you throw in people like Michael Phelps, who
Bill
probably
Russell.
wouldn't like translate to other sports, but we went most athletic, just dudes we think you could plug and play in most professional sports and they'd be unreal. So let's hear yours.
Honorable mention goes out to Tony Gonzalez. Played basketball in college a little bit. Was great in high school. Dunking on the field goal post. Enough said. Number 4, Jim Thorpe. Olympic gold medal in the pentathlon and the decathon. College Pro Football Hall of Famer. 6 years in the MLB. And played a little bit of pro basketball. So,
That's unnatural.
number 3 goes out to old Dave Winfield. He is probably, they say, one of the greatest athletes ever. He was drafted by the San Diego Padres, the Atlanta Hawks, Utah Stars in the ABA at the time, and the Minnesota Vikings.
That's
insane.
crazy. That is crazy.
Number 2, Dion. Number 1, Bo Jackson, of course. That's all I got. It's my TED Talk.
I just want to say freaky. Freaks of nature. I'm going with a phrase this week. Freaks of nature.
Hyphenated. It's all hyphenated.
Yeah. It's all one word. So for me, my honorable mention goes to Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Probably the best wide receiver I've seen in my lifetime. And put that dude on a basketball court. Oh my gosh. Unreal. All right. So a couple of these I very well realize are probably not going to be in y'all's top athletes, but I was trying to just go a little bit different here. So I got Pele as my number 4 spot. He signed with Santos. It's a big-time professional club, or at least it was then, at 16 years old. One of the best soccer players to ever play. One of the best two-way players, because, I mean, soccer is pretty much that where you have guys are, I mean, Messi and Ronaldo, obviously no knock to them, but, I mean, they are near pure offensive players.
Yeah.
Pele did it for
in
it
the
all.
midfield.
Yeah. Carl Lewis, 9-time gold medal, 65 consecutive wins in long jump over 10 years.
Okay, what sport would he translate to?
Basketball, football, baseball, like absolute freak of nature, one of the best track players of all time. Track runners. Next, I got Allen Iverson. He's a high school player of the year in Virginia in football and basketball his senior year. Won state championship in both. And he is on record saying that he believes he could have gone pro in football as well as basketball. Freak athlete. And then, of course, Bo Jackson.
Athletic. Keep it simple.
Astute analysis there.
Yeah. That's all I got. So yeah, now for a little chaos theory. I gotta find it real quick. Bear with me. So, life can completely change with the throw of one shoe. How, you may ask?
How? Tell us, Josh.
On December 12th, 2020, the Florida Gators, boasting a 9-1 record as Eastern Division champions, were on the cusp of improving to 10-1 and facing Alabama in the SEC championship. Then, the shoe throw heard around the world. Playing LSU, the Gators have now completed 3 straight losing seasons with an embarrassment of 17-24 record since that time, as well as being outscored in their last 3 bowl games, 114-40. So with one throw of the shoe, basically ruined the Florida Gators. Coach gets fired. Billy Napier comes in.
If they don't lose that game to LSU, there's a decent chance
Dan Mullen's still there.
Dan Mullen's still there, and they had an outside shot at getting in that playoff.
100%, dude.
Because they played Alabama so close in
Yeah.
the SEC championship.
Yep.
And then, like Josh said, in the 3 years since, they've gone 6-6, 6-6, 5-7, and then 0-2 in those bowl games. So 6-7, 6-7, 5-7.
Yeah, I mean, one throw of the shoe really could. A lot of hypotheticals, man. That's why I love doing this. It's just like there's so many like different things you could say. Like Florida did play Alabama close, right? Ended up losing, but if they would have won that game, they would have been in there. Dan Mullen would definitely still be there. And what do you say about Billy Napier? Is he still at Louisiana Lafayette? Where is he at?
How does that affect Georgia's run?
No kidding. How does that affect
How does that
Troy's run?
Florida State's run?
I mean, ever since Billy Napier left, Troy's taken over, and they're winning the conference championship. Like, what if he's still there at Louisiana Lafayette? Like,
And still has things rolling.
yeah, like what?
For the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, what if Dan Mullen's still there and not being a freaking weirdo on ESPN? Like, I can't stand watching him, dude.
I get creepy vibes from that dude.
He's terrible, man.
I get creepy vibes from that dude.
He's terrible. Got anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Well,
You ready to start the show?
yeah. Welcome to my TED Talk. And be sure to like and subscribe. We failed to do the Spotify this week, so
Yeah, I realized that about 30 minutes in.
yeah, so it doesn't matter. I don't care. So
It's better on YouTube anyways,
yeah,
dude.
you should just watch the YouTube.
You get to see our cool corner and our beautiful shining faces. And we got some nice decor out here, dude.
Yeah,
Josh was very gracious to give us this really cool Georgia Southern
signed by Irk Russell
signed
and Tracy
helmet.
Ham.
Let y'all get a full surround view of that.
Yep.
Got this badass Coke bottle from the 1986 National Championship. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, man.
the whole point of that was, watch it on YouTube.
Watch it on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter. So
Oh, yeah, we're trying to get things rolling with the Twitter.
Yeah,
we drop
we're-
our picks every week, put interviews on there. Good stuff.
yeah, we got interviews on there, and maybe if you stay tuned to watch this interview, after this, it's with Matt Sprouse of the Group of Five Guys, and he might have a third favorite cereal for us. He might have us a little top 3 list.
He had a good top 3 list.
Yeah, so be sure to watch that. It was a great interview. Such a good dude, and it was a pleasure having him on. So thank you again, Matt. You're the man.
Group of Five Guys doing some great stuff. They got a really good podcast rolling. They're very active on Twitter. And, it's pretty self-explanatory. They cover G5 football, which sadly does not get much media coverage at all. Obviously, we're both Georgia Southern guys.
Yeah.
I mean, G5's produced a lot of great teams over the past several years, but they're doing a great job keeping it covered.
Yeah, man, they really are. And they do voicemails every week, and I call in to their podcast every single week. So it's been good just getting to know these guys through Twitter, and I've met Matt twice now, and he's becoming a good friend.
Dude, I said earlier in the interview that I was not going to keep being nice to him because I was giving him too many compliments. He's just such a cool guy.
Yeah, man, he's a great guy. So y'all stay tuned and watch that interview, and it'll also be posted on Twitter as well. So thank you guys.
We gotta say something bad. Go Western Kentucky.
Go MTSU. Thanks, guys. Welcome back to Water Hose Drinkers. It is December 6th. It's a Wednesday. Today we got Matt Sprouse of the Group of Five Guys coming on the interview today. And first thing I got, Matt, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. So thank you.
No, man. Thank you guys for having me. Y'all have, I got a special place in my heart for Statesboro, and Josh, you and your pops, man. So, anything I can do.
I appreciate that. And first thing I want to ask, kind of not really about football or anything, but what is your third favorite cereal?
Third favorite cereal. So 1, I go Captain Crunch. 2, I go Cinnamon Toast Crunch. 3, though. Dude, do I even have a number 3? Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This may be because I'm in my old age now, but I enjoy Special K chocolatey delight. You seen that? It's pretty good. It's got like little chocolate bars in the bottom there.
Yeah,
I think, but I got to be forgetting something. That would be a number three.
Captain Crunch, but that's not a very common answer for number one, dude. I like that.
It's not, dude. In college, I used to. That was my like. We would have a night out on the town, and like we'd stop at Taco Bell or whatever on the way home, or cook out. Like my ass would eat a box of Captain Crunch. 2 a.m., dude, with a whole gallon of milk and a box of Captain Crunch, man. I love it.
You just
The full one too.
in the box and just
Yeah, not just, and not like I'm not a just berries guy or a just whatever the other thing is guy, like the original, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd go Lucky Charms, Captain Crunch number 2. I'm with you there. But number 3, I'd have to say Fruit Loops. I'm a pretty standard guy when it comes to
Fruit
cereal.
Loops are not bad.
dude. Some wheat thins from time to time. I know that's unpopular, but I'm okay with it.
You said mini wheats you talking about?
Or yeah, mini wheats.
Yeah, those aren't bad.
I like the Fruity Pebbles too. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the cereal aisle tomorrow. I'll go in Publix or something tomorrow and remind myself. I'll text you. I'll text you that I was wrong on Special K.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see something and be like, damn it, it was, I don't know, man, Cookie Crisp or something like that.
We'll keep it open-ended for now and just shoot me a text and I'll shoot a tweet out. And we'll see.
Confirmed.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I like it.
But no, man. So just, really give us, some backstory on yourself. Obviously you played college football, where are you from, all that good stuff.
Man, I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Out of high school, I actually signed and went to the Air Force Academy. I don't know if you knew that. Did prep school at the academy and then did my freshman year there. And I'll tell you the story on that behind, off air. But it wasn't the place for me. I was pretty immature at the time. So I transferred to Middle Tennessee. That's where I graduated. So I transferred to Middle as a walk-on. Yeah, big time shirt as a walk-on. And then Coach Stock, love that guy forever. Put me on a scholarship for my last 2 years. So graduated from there. Man, I wasn't any good, dude. I played in one game at Middle. So but then, the whole time I was there and while I was at Air Force, my whole thing was like, I always loved all the other stuff, like besides playing football. like I loved the weight room. I loved any of the behind the scenes, like marketing side of stuff, like atmosphere stuff. And I think that's kind of what led to, us starting this group of 5 guys thing. Me and, you've met Jesse, came down to Statesboro with me the one time. We were watching ball on the porch one Friday night, man, having a couple beers and just kind of were like venting about the lack of media coverage and support for most group of 5 schools, Middle, of course, like being the one that was on our mind. And we just were like, dude, I think there's fans, man. There's fans in this market. Like, let's see what happens. Let's start a Twitter. So we started a Twitter. I think that would have been like the end of the season right before COVID. So what is that? 19.
Yeah.
Like it was towards the end of that year. And then, so we had the Twitter going and then like we went to, I came to a Southern spring game back with Lunsford, and kicked it with a bunch of people there. And I was like, man, we got to get back to Statesboro in the fall. And then we just started going to games like casually, just as fans. And, then we started doing the podcast, and then that just evolved from being like a little every once in a while weekend recap show to like a live show on Tuesdays. And then this year's the first year we were like, man, like, screw it. Let's do a Saturday show. Like, let's go. Let's do a show from campus. And so we had some fun. We couldn't do it every week, but there's so much like logistics and variables involved with trying to go live, like outside with shitty internet, no cell phone service. Like, you don't have, like, at this point, we're not where, like, the school's gonna produce it for us. Like we're kind of on our own. So, yeah, I don't know, that was a long answer for you, but
No,
that's my background and the group of five guys background.
Yeah, man. I mean, you answered a couple questions I had too. So I mean, that was great. And I didn't actually know you went to Air Force until before we started this interview, and Alec actually told me that.
Yeah, man. That was like my only, I guess you could say, major D1 offer. Like I probably, dude, like looking back, I was probably like a 1AA FCS guy, and I probably could have had a hell of a career at that level. But I got wooed with the recruiting and the big stadium and the nice facilities, and went out to Colorado. And it was cool, man. It's weird because like I actually loved doing the military stuff. Like I always thought that was cool. Like I've always been kind of fascinated with that kind of thing too. So like the military training, like the physical stuff, that was like, it's like summer camp, dude. If you're an athlete, like it's easy, but mentally, and then for me, like when school started, because academics there are rough, and I'm a Florida guy, dude. We're not very book smart. So it was just like combination of trying to do all the military stuff, academics, plus playing, high level football. And then, on top of like me, I was a little bit too much of a personality, and I didn't quite like conform, to the military ways. And so I was always just getting in like stupid trouble all the time. And like, it was just piling up, and everything started to suffer. You know what I mean? So that's what kind of led to my demise at the academy.
Well, I wanted to throw in one thing. You don't have to play the humble game, man. You played Division I FBS college football at two different like big programs. That's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah. You don't have to... I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, I like to think like it's funny. Like we talk to people because, yeah, like we were talking off air about you being on the elevator with those guys, and it's funny. Like I'm used to, like most of my friends are 6'3" and above, like at least were 250 and above guys, right? So like now, like when I'm like my poor wife, like we'll be around like all my buddies, and like people are like, who, like what the hell are y'all? I'm like, dude, we played it middle. Like it ain't like you're saying these Georgia guys, these Bama guys that you see that you're just like, dude, what is that? But yeah, and then I'm glad you say that, because then you do have like we did have a lot of people. That's part of why we started Group of Five guys too, because we did have like students on campus, man, that would like, you like, they like downplay the level of football that's in their own backyard. You know what I mean? And like that was super frustrating for us being there. Like we're like, dude, we're competing for conference championships every year. We're a good team every year, 8, 9. I mean, when I was at middle, we were, I think, 8 wins, 9 wins every year. And so like we weren't ever terrible. But for some reason the people in that community just like wouldn't get behind it. Super frustrating.
Well, when you pose it like this, I mean, less than 5% of high school football players make it to the college level, much less FCS, much less FBS. So, I mean, I think that's a massive accomplishment. But all right, I'm done.
Thanks, man. Wow.
I'm not gonna be so nice. Yeah,
you grill me a little bit here, at least.
No, I mean, you were right too. It's not just Middle Tennessee. That stuff happens in Statesboro. It happens here. In Middle Georgia with Mercer being there, and all that stuff. And it happens all around the country. It's just these schools now with the NIL and all that stuff they need money to be able to get these players. If you want to be in the conversation of the playoff expansion and be that 10th, 11th, 12th team that we probably would have seen with maybe Liberty could have gotten in, being undefeated, maybe even Troy. These schools like Georgia Southern, Troy, App State, Middle Tennessee, whatever, they need money to be able to get these big time guys, and people need to realize that.
Yeah, I think you have, and you guys know this, like, because your fans are very vocal, and we talked when I was down there a couple of weeks ago, like they probably overachieved in Helton's first year, but like the issue that I think fans need to realize is, number one, you're not FCS anymore. So like even though it's not Power 5 or whatever, like still up a level. And then also it's like you can't recruit the 4 and 5 star guys because the money, the NIL's not there, at least not there yet. And so they're going to go where the money is. And then if you do land a 2 or 3 star guy and develop them into a 4 or 5 star guy, then they're going to leave anyway. So it's like you're put in this impossible spot. And so I think fans got to realize that, like, you can't complain about going 7-5, 8-4, 500, whatever, unless you're going to help be part of the solution. And unfortunately, part of the solution right now is like dumping money into these kids, because otherwise you're not going to keep them. I mean, dude, even the starting quarterback at Ohio State University is transferring.
Yeah.
Why? I mean,
They just went 11-1.
yeah.
Had a great season.
Number 6 team in the country, barely missed the playoff.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, so it's like, so it's impossible if you don't have NIL. And like, you guys are one of the, Georgia Southern's one of the few that even has a collective or anything like it. So, man, it's tough, man. College football is so different. I mean, it's so different than it was.
College football.
Huh?
Money is ruining college football.
Yeah. Yeah, it 100% is. It's having coaches hopping all over the place. Kids are transferring all over the place. Kids are opting out way too much, in my opinion. And then I don't know, man. I'm waiting for the market correction. Like, I'm just waiting for, the big money donors to not feel like they got their money's worth at one point, or I'm waiting for the kids to, like, we're hearing, we talked about it last night on our deal. Like, we're hearing a lot of these places, like, these kids aren't getting the money that they're promised by these big schools, or they're getting offered $100,000, but they give them 20 in August when camp starts or when they enroll in school. And then it is sort of based on performance, or like if they play, or, if they, whatever. So I think you just got to be careful. And then, a lot of these kids got, I hate to be direct, but they got shitbag relatives that are in their ear about the money, and they can't tell their relatives no. And so I think it puts kids, like, if you got a kid at Georgia Southern who's having a great career, and I don't know what kind of money he's making, or maybe he's not making any money, but he's probably going to get a chance at the NFL. But then he's got, his fourth cousin that he grew up with in the neighborhood that's telling him to go to Georgia Tech or Virginia Tech or something because he can get $50,000. And then, okay, he gets $20,000, sends half of it back to his family, and then doesn't play, doesn't go to the NFL, doesn't get film. And then what? You made a couple $1,000. Like, it's gone.
NFL money, greater son, NIL money.
Always. You don't, yeah. I mean, unless you're one of the top, like, 3 quarterbacks in the world, you're gonna make more on a practice squad than you are in NIL. So
I hope some of these kids do have somebody around them, whether it be a family member or just a financial advisor, because you're bringing in a lot of money at a young age. I'm still young, I'm still 23, but if I had $20,000 at 18, 19, 20 years old, I was going to blow it all.
Oh yeah.
And some of these people unfortunately don't have that.
How much do you could spend at Dingus in one night?
Yeah.
Well, and then what happens when, the next year comes around and you got to go pay taxes on it that nobody told you about. And then you made $100,000 that you got to pay taxes on, and you already spent every last dollar of it or sent it to somebody else. Now you got to pay taxes. Now you're going to go back to whoever promised you the money in the first place. I mean, I think there's going to be some bad stuff coming out of this in the next year or two, but
yeah, we haven't heard of anything yet, but it's definitely coming.
We're pretty close to contracts for kids coming out of high school. Let's say top level 5-star guy going to Texas A&M, and massive company in College Station says, yeah, we're going to offer you $250K a year, but you're going to sign a contract that you're staying at Texas A&M for 3 years. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to get into contract disputes. I mean, I think that we're very quickly approaching something like that in college football.
Yeah, I think you are too. I mean, you look at what's his name? Quinn Ewers goes to Ohio State with a big NIL deal and never touches the field and then transfers. I mean, I'd be pissed if I was a business owner and I gave a bunch of money to a kid with the expectation he was going to be there for a couple of years and then he didn't. So yeah, I think that's coming. And
Then you
I don't
got Bannon, he's making 1 to 2 million this year, and he's played in what, one game?
mhm.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just it's ridiculous to me. And you got just fans. I'm just going to use Georgia Southern for an example that, oh, we got to bring in this quarterback or whatever. Be like, okay, do you have $1.5 million
Yeah.
in this guy? We
Yeah.
don't even have that much money in our collective to pay all of the student athletes that are on the
Yeah.
NIL, and that's not just football. You've got baseball, golf, there's people on the rifle team with NIL. Like, and I think that's a good thing with Georgia Southern. What they're doing is trying to disperse some money to other sports, not solely just football. And I don't know if other schools are doing that. I feel sure they are, but maybe a group of 5 school doesn't have enough funding to disperse to everybody else except football. Because obviously football is your moneymaker.
Well, I think you're definitely starting to see it trickle down some from football programs. I'm looking at women's basketball when I say that. I mean, I feel like you're seeing a lot of top level players get pretty big NIL deals, but also feel like in a sport with less viewers, let's just say college baseball, for example, you have to be a top 5, top 10 guy in the country to be making 7 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be worth it. And then I'll use Georgia Southern as a perfect example too. A lot of people were unhappy with y'all's quarterback, but with NIL, you're going to keep having one and done transfer quarterbacks. Like, you're not going to be able to keep a guy, develop a guy, let him get used to the system, let him get used to the coordinator, because again, the minute he sees success, he's out of there, or at least people are going to try to get him out of there. So it's a tough, man. It's a tough spot to be. And I mean, I hate it. I think a college scholarship is enough. I think if, a player wants to get $100 for signing an autograph, okay, cool. But they've taken it so far. And I mean, these guys are just promising money. Some of them are getting it. Some of them aren't getting it. I mean, my thing is y'all know too, how many people your age, my age, most people my age are still paying college debt, student loan debt. So to me, being able to graduate at 22, 23 years old, debt-free, is worth a hell of a lot more than what people are giving it credit for. But that's just me, man.
Well, 100%. I mean, I agree with you. But next thing I got for you, how is MTSU's collective? Do they have a good thing going, or?
They're trying. So they haven't had one. I know, they just hired Derek Mason, new head coach. So I think they're trying to pull out everything they can. There's a business guy in Murfreesboro that's heading it. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be completely separate from the school or kind of, some of them are different. I hadn't quite figured out, all the ins and outs of it yet. Some of them are completely separate from the school. Some of them, the school's kind of got their fingers involved in. So I don't know. I imagine at middle, the school is going to have a lot they're going to be involved, probably too much, but I don't know yet. I mean, they're just starting it. I don't think they've got a dollar to it yet.
Yeah, these fan bases need to really rally around their schools, because I mean, you look at a school like MTSU. I mean, they had success over previous head coach. I mean, he had a great career at middle, and I mean, you get some money coming in, it's a different story.
They just got to middle's just got to capture. They have done such a bad job with the students there. And so the students don't go. And then it's also a commuter school. A lot of people live in Nashville, or they show up for class, they go to class, and then they go home and they don't do anything else. They don't, they don't do they're not involved with anything else on campus. So they don't go to the games, and then they graduate and get a degree, and then they move back home, or they move and they don't stay local. They don't open businesses. And to me, like I always say on our show, like the long play is to capture the students, because if I'm a student and I go to 5 or 6 home football games every year, and it's like the 5 or 6 most fun weekends that I have every year, it's going to make me want to come back when I graduate. And then if I'm fortunate enough to own a business or work my way into a relatively decent spot in a business, like I'm more willing to give money back. And so I think a lot of schools, and Middle is an example of it, like it's so quick to focus on like selling their quick buck suite to like an old rich guy, which is cool. Like I get it. But at some point, like that guy's not going to be there anymore. And like, you got to get young alumni, and there's more young alumni that live in Murfreesboro and Nashville that could, we're not people that could donate $100,000 every year, but we, could
Just
give a couple $100, $1,000, whatever. Like you're more willing and more willing to be more involved and go to the games and be loud and be engaged. Like a lot of the times these, again, no offense, like these older people are just sitting there. Big third down, they're just sitting there. Like 4th and goal, just watching, and like it's the students that make it an actual home field advantage. And there's a ton of alumni around that Middle Tennessee area that hadn't been coming back and, have had some success. So they got to find a way to get that.
I was at the Georgia Ole Miss game, and me and my buddy were standing up and being rowdies, and a big matchup, and screaming our heads off. And we could hear gripes from behind us of people sitting down, saying that we were being too loud, saying that we were standing up in front of them, stuff like that. It's freaking ridiculous. But I did want to ask you, when you were in school at Middle, what was your dream NIL deal? And I mean, it can be out of this world, Coca-Cola, or it could be your favorite restaurant on campus. I mean, whatever.
No, I mean, probably most people that played at Middle when I was there would say it would be the Boulevard, which was like the Boulevard in Murfreesboro would be like our kind of like a Nats, like it's kind of the local sports bar type spot. But I mean, we were in there every Thursday after practice was you go in and getting a burger and some beers. And then if you wanted to go the bar route, Gentleman Jim's is our little hole in the wall. I've never been, but I imagine it's like y'all's dingus. It's our little hole in the wall. But I off the wall, dude, honestly, I'll take you back to that cereal deal. I could have done wonders for Captain Crunch brand.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, man, that would have been special. That would have been big time.
Yeah, we need Captain Crunch. Sponsor the Group of 5 guys, please.
Dude, I would eat a bowl. I would eat a bowl live on the air every Tuesday night if I had that deal.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do one of those tweets. Like, how many retweets before Captain Crunch sponsors the Group of 5 guys? Man. That's what we need.
Such a game at Middle this coming season, man. I mean, we were talking. You mentioned it earlier.
It's not that bad of a drive from us.
No, not at all. You were talking about earlier. How y'all do y'all's live shows and y'all try to go to a game. The majority of the weekends that is possible. But we were just talking about next year at least hitting 1, maybe 2 games a year. We're just kind of leaving it random. Just a Middle Tennessee versus whoever game, or Texas, Oklahoma, or, whatever it may be. So
I just want to go see some new stadiums.
Yeah. Well, dude, part of that's kind of how like we started doing our thing too, was like, we just want to go see it. Like, see, we were so negative on Middle. So like, let's go see what App State looks like. And then you start realizing like, holy shit, like this is how it's supposed to be. And then you start going all over the place. Like, dude, we were in Liberty last week. I know you Sunbelt folks hate Liberty. Let me tell you something, man. They got it going in Lynchburg. Like, I know you hate App State too, but it's very comparable to an App State game. It's not as, it's a Christian school. So they're not like tailgating drunk and crazy. I mean, listen, they are college kids, so I'm not going to pretend like they're probably not, sneaking stuff around, but it's not quite the same. But yeah, dude, y'all go up to middle. If we share a little box up there, so you guys would be more than welcome to hang out
Okay.
in our little. It ain't there's a beer garden on the field. It ain't like the Cabanas down there in Statesboro, but there's a beer garden in the end zone. They got.
Well, maybe if things line up, we can all be there together.
We'll try. I mean, we're going to try to, like, as many games as we go to. Two of our guys still live up there, so they go every home game that we're not somewhere else, and then I usually try to make at least one home game. So we'll figure out who they got on the schedule at home. They probably have, like, Liberty's probably going to Murfreesboro this year. Western Kentucky's probably going to Murfreesboro next year. They're non-conference. I don't know if it's home or away, but they do play Memphis again, which back in the day used to be a big-time rivalry. We played them every year when I was there. And so that would be a good one. But, yeah, whenever we'll figure out a game, 100%, man. Y'all come link up. Tailgate scene's not bad there.
Memphis was your biggest rival when you were there. I mean, who did you hate to play the most?
Well, Western Kentucky's the biggest rival. 100 miles of hate is what the rivalry's called. That's a big rivalry game. It was always, no matter what, it was always like a 3 overtime, just like wild game, like one on a stupid play. Like, I remember one year we went there and it was something like they were about to drive. They were going into the end zone to put the game away, and we had like a 99-yard fumble return to beat them. But the games were like usually split, although they've won 5 or 6 in a row at this point. And then Troy, when we were Sunbelt, because my last year was our first year in Conference USA. So Troy was a big rivalry. And then Memphis. Yeah, Troy, Memphis, and Western. But I think Western's the biggest, then probably Troy, then Memphis. And Memphis really just because it's in state, not really for any other reason.
Yeah, well, last thing I got for you is, what is the worst name you can think of to name a dog?
To name a dog?
Yeah.
Any like basic human white guy name.
Oh, dude, don't tell me that.
Like, my name is Matt. Like, if you had a dog named Matt, yeah, it would be pretty bad.
Bro, I have big aspirations to get a wiener dog and name him Ted.
Ted, though, is
Well,
Ted,
when he's being sweet and good, it's Teddy, and when he's in trouble,
Teddy. Yeah. Do you have a dog now? You guys got dogs now?
Yeah. My dog's name's River.
River, see, that's not a human. I mean, I guess nowadays though, humans are named all kind of weird shit too. So
His dog's name's Robin, so that's not really.
that's not but that's not like a basic. You know what I mean?
It makes me Batman. So
that's true. Congratulations. My dogs. I have 2 dogs. My one dog's name is Cash, and then I have a girl dog. Her name is Xena.
Okay.
But I'm not a big fan. Like, yeah. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, my dogs are like my kids too, but name wise, can't do it.
Yeah. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate
No doubt.
it. Maybe, one day next fall we can all link up and catch a football game or something.
There's no doubt. We pencil it in. You can go ahead and pencil it in right now. Boise State in Statesboro. Pencil that guy in, and then yeah,
G5.
if y'all get to Murfreesboro, or we'll see where we're gonna get. I don't know. I got to get to a Georgia Southern app game, but
They play Pittsburgh next year.
I know, but it'd be the end of the year. That's the thing. That's what makes it the hardest. Is like trying to plan out the season, and you're thinking a game's going to be a good game, but then, like halfway through the year, you're like, not as big a game as we thought it was going to be. Let's not go. But
hey, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. If you're ever coming through the Warner Robins, Perry Way, or even Macon, we're right here in Houston County. So, feel free to give us a call. I know if we're ever in Columbus, we'll definitely be giving you a shout. even a simple bite to eat or hey, what's up? You know?
Dude, we'll pull up a third chair, get you in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, holler at me. I'll holler at y'all if I ever. Only time I ever come through there is when I'm going to Statesboro, though. Normally, so
Yeah.
I think I'll just keep on going. But no, dude, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I had a good time.
And we got the Buc-ee's right down the road too. So, if you ever want to meet at the Buc-ee's, that's a whole experience.
I've been to Buc-ee's. I mean, it's good. It's cool. It's cool. I think a little overrated. If you want my honest opinion, it is a gas station, but it's not a bad one on a road trip.
You see it one or two times and you're like, all right, I got it.
Yeah, that's enough. I don't need to be like taking pictures with the damn mascot or any of that stuff. But like jerky's good and the bathrooms are nice, but other than that, I'm fine.
They have these like hot cinnamon apple pies.
Money?
Very good.
I will get a meal in there from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, like if I'm driving like on a decent road trip and there is one like on my I'll stop there because just to get out of the car and walk around and like get better food than normal gas station food. But
yeah, for sure.
that's it.
For sure. They got good breakfast tacos and breakfast burritos too, with the brisket in it. Very good. Very
That sound good.
I made that mistake and got it before work one time, and my bowels were moving.
Yeah.
They have nice back.
Yes.
Spent the day in the bathroom. Yeah, I read you.
Well, man, thank you again. I really do appreciate it, and we hope to see you soon. Really do. It's always good to see you, and love calling in to y'all's podcast. And for everybody listening, please go watch the Group of Five guys. Give them all the support in the world because they deserve it. They're really talking about the G5 schools that don't get a lot of coverage on ESPN and big media companies like that.
Matt, will you tell all the hose drinkers where they can find your Group of Five Guys podcast?
Easy. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Group of Five Guys. Search it. You'll find it. It should be the top one. All the social platforms at Group of Five Guys. You find us there, man.
Thank you again, man. I hope to see you soon. It was awesome doing this.
Fellas, thank y'all so much. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, man.